Hi, Chuck Hawley from West Marine with a 2-minute buyer's guide on marine grills. You know, now that summer is finally here, people are thinking about cooking outdoors, as they always do in the summer. And they're thinking, do I want to cook on board my boat, maybe on the dock, maybe in the backyard, or maybe at a park? Well, Magma's extensive line of stainless steel grills makes it possible to do any and all of those. So we're going to give you 5 questions to think about before you head into a West Marine store or shop online at westmarine.com. First question you have to answer is, what kind of fuel do you want to use? Magma makes a couple of models that use heating elements that just plug into the wall, that run off the standard 110 volt power. And those are good for home use, or possibly on board your boat. Magma also makes 2 models that can use charcoal briquettes. But by far the most our customers buy are propane models, or LPG, liquid petroleum gas. Most of which are powered by those little 1-pound cylinders that you can buy at camping stores or at West Marine. You can also buy an extension hose that will take the propane from your onboard system that's powering your propane stove or range and bring that up to the deck, and then you can connect your barbecue into your larger propane tanks. The second question to ask is whether you want the circular form factor that Magma made famous many years ago, or whether you want a rectangular form factor. There are reasons pro and con on each of these. Frankly, it's a matter of personal preference. A lot of sailors seem to like the circular model. It stows very compactly and it clamps onto your stern rail with just a single mount. Other people prefer the more traditional style of a rectangular style grill. The choice is yours. Third, Magma makes a couple of different sizes. The smaller sizes tend to be around 162 square inches, like this little Chef's Mate. Larger barbecues like this Catalina will have up to 315 square inches. Now obviously, more square inches just means more opportunity for cooking foods at the same time. One of the features that the larger models will have too is sort of a warming rack up here. So if you're not directly grilling, you can still do things like bake potatoes or possibly keep food warm in the upper area, which is a feature that isn't available in the kettle style. The fourth feature to look for is whether you want infrared or do you want direct heat. Infrared broiling is really common now with home barbecues, where there's a perforated screen between the flame and the food. And as a result, when the juices drip down, they vaporize, create smoke, but you don't get that flare up. Other people like the traditional style of grilling where you have a protected burner and a drip guard over it, where you do get a chance of flare up, but frankly, it works perfectly well. So your choice, whether you want infrared or whether you want direct flame, is up to you. So the fifth thing you want to consider is, what kind of mount do you want for your grill? You'll notice that these rectangular models have 4 fold-down legs. It makes it very simple to put them on a surface, and they're very stable. So if you want to cook on a deck or a dock or a dock box or something like that, they have all the mount that you're going to need. In the case of this kettle, you can see that we have a 3-legged mount that will go on any surface. That's an optional piece. You simply unfold it, lock a little locking screw on it, screw it on the bottom, and you're ready to go. Very, very handy. But what if you want to connect it to your boat? Well, in that case, there are a whole variety, probably 15 or 20 different mounts that Magma provides. So this is the mount that they use for taking one of their kettle styles and putting it on a 1-inch or 7/8 inch rail. This allows you to extend it out over the water or to actually extend it in towards you. Very simple mount, probably the most common mount that you'll see out there. As you get into the larger rectangular models, you need to use a dual mount. This is an example of a dual mount that mounts to a 7/8 or 1-inch push bed or pulpit. The reason that you need 2 mounts is because the barbecue is so heavy that in order to stabilize it, you need to spread out the load a little bit. So this is a dual mount horizontal for larger rectangular barbecues or grills. This is the same idea, but it has extending legs. So if you want your grill closer to you or further away from you over the side of the boat to give you some more room, this dual extended horizontal round rail mount, it's a mouthful, works for your larger rectangular grills. How about if you've got a fishing boat that you also want to grill up a little fish on? Well, in that case, you can use their rod holder mount. Now, rod holders obviously go in at different angles, and it would be hard to figure out how to mount your barbecues or your grill so it's perfectly flat. So in this case, this goes down inside your rod holder, and then you've got this lever lock so you can open it up and flatten out your grill so it's perfectly flat and lock it down. So it doesn't matter what the rotation of your rod holder is, and it doesn't matter what the angle of your rod holder is. Really a cool mount. Finally, there's a pedestal mount. Now the pedestal mount is used where you want to bolt down to the surface of the cockpit, the sole of your cockpit, a little round dish, and then you can screw in the pedestal, and the pedestal then supports the bottom of the grill. And this is a really nice arrangement if you grill a lot and you want a really stable mount. Now, I've gone through only 6 mounts in a short amount of time. The best place to find out information about this is either online on the westmarine.com website or in our annual catalog where we've got all the mounts shown. Frankly, it's a little complicated, but you'll find one that works for you, that either clamps to a round rail, a square rail, a pole holder, the bottom of your cockpit, wherever. It's all described in here. You know, grilling food on board a boat is one of life's little pleasures, especially when it's freshly caught fish. Magma facilitates this by having a wide range of propane, electric, and also charcoal grills with a wide variety of sizes and features, and including some great mounts to allow you to adapt them to whatever type of boat you have. All of the Magma products are available in our 300 stores across the country and online at westmarine.com.